don't need something like this.
At 78 years old, Mary Radcliffe says she knows discrimination because she's lived it. She grew up in the South before the civil rights movement.
I kept meeting the resistance that I didn't earn it. I didn't earn to be there. That's heart-wrenching.
Radcliffe didn't want her race to be a factor in any part of her success, and that's why 20 years ago, Radcliffe was part of the successful campaign to eliminate the use of affirmative action in Washington state.
They work hard.
Longtime conservative talk show host John Carlson advocated alongside her.
The mission back then was to put the principle of equality for all, regardless of race, as the foundation for civil rights law.
That was back in 1998. Fast forward to present day, and there's a renewed push to bring affirmative action back. Those in favor feel that certain groups have been marginalized and left behind. They feel that supporting R88 is a way to level the playing field. So here's what you'll see on your ballot. If passed, Initiative Measure 1000 would allow the state to implement affirmative action when it comes to public education, employment, and contracting. April Sims runs the Washington State Labor Council. Her group represents more than 600 unions across the state.
There are definitely some disparities, and I think I-1000 aims to resolve some of that and to address the systemic and institutional discrimination and racism and sexism that is leaving large chunks of our population behind economically.
Sims is advocating for R88, which supports I-1000 because she says it allows employers to consider race when filling positions. Information she believes will allow them to consciously cultivate a diverse workforce.
If you have two equally qualified candidates, this gives you the opportunity as a state agency or as a higher ed institution to consider an applicant's entire portfolio, including race, gender, veteran status, disability, age, and a number of other protected classes.
Classes, she says, have historically been underrepresented in many fields across the state. She feels R88 and I-1000 is a step toward correcting this.
This allows us to restore fairness and opportunity and create a level playing field.
As for Radcliffe and Carson, they both say they're for diversity in the workplace. They just don't believe R88 is the way to achieve this.
It's really downright demeaning.
A decision that ultimately won't be made by politicians, rather by you, the voter, come November. In Seattle, Sebastian Robertson, King 5 News.